Hi, I'm Jim Watson, and I've been a SAS trainer since 2003. A while ago, I delivered a webinar on date and time values in SAS. Here is some interesting content from that webinar. I hope you enjoyed this clip. Have a great day. Now, of course, getting current date time value, here we talk about SAS functions. Today function is very popular. It always returns the current date as a number of days since the 1st of January 1960. The Datetime function gives you the current date time, so it's the number of seconds since midnight, the 1st of January 1960. And of course, time would just give you the time of day. So basically, the number of seconds since midnight. It is occasionally necessary to convert. So for instance, any date time can be converted to a date and a time using the date part and the time part functions. But of course, the other way around also works. Let's say you've got a date at a separate hour, minute, and second value. You convert that to a date time using DHMS, and there's even a method of just taking three separate numbers representing the month, the day, and the year, and converting those to a single date using the MDY function. Nice thing about the MDY function is that the name of the function actually gives you the order of the arguments. MDY, month, day, year. Just be careful with it. I've had arguments with people online about this. They don't understand why you can set the month to 6 and the day to 31 and you get a missing value. That's because there is no 31st of June. You do have to give these functions the correct values, or else the outcome is not an error, it's a missing value. And of course, occasionally, this happens less and less, I'm pleased to announce, but you do occasionally see a date or a date time value appearing as a character value, possibly because of some invalid conversion, in which case it's never too late. We have a function for that too. The input function will convert any character value to a proper formatted number if you give it the applicable in format. By the way, the materials also give you the big list of all the in formats relating to dates, times, and date times. Of course, it's time for another demonstration. First thing I'm doing, I'm just writing simple data steps. This is a staple of SAS programmers. They write data steps all the time. It's also a very convenient way to test out certain functions and formats and so forth. So this is just creating a very simple table with just one row, giving me the current date by the today function. Note how it does not have any arguments, as doesn't date time and time. And I've added this format statement, because if that format statement was not present, you just see the raw numbers, which is not exactly compelling viewing. So let me just run that code and zoom in on the output. And you can see I'm currently in the eastern seaboard of Australia, in Canberra. So these are the current date and date time values for Canberra just at the moment. Okay. Now, in this case, I'm actually converting a single date time retrieved by the datetime function, and I'm actually converting that to a date part using the date part function and a time part once again using the applicable format, again to avoid looking at the raw numbers. I'm even using MDY to generate a date which should be the first date of the year 2025. You can see that using EG can be very practical for this, because it actually shows you in the column headers what the true type is. I don't see any red pyramids there, so that means that these values are numbers, specifically they're calendar values. And by the way, they're also all correct, including, of course, the first day of the current calendar year. Very nice. Now, in this case, I'm going a little bit further, because I'm actually taking an existing date, that's today's date, and I'm advancing it by 1. This is a fairly safe form of arithmetic, because days are obviously a fixed period in terms of size. But I'm converting it to a date time using DHMS, so the outcome should be, well, there's the hour value, so that's the hour is 12, minutes is 0, seconds is 0. That should be midnight tomorrow. And of course, today's the 30th, so tomorrow should be the 31st. Zoom in on that so you can get a nice clear look at that. Very nice. By the way, one last demonstration to go. In this case, the very unfortunate thing has happened. The dates have arrived in some form of character format. In this case, you cannot just leave them as character values and treat them like they're dates. So what I've done here, I've actually allowed them to be created as character values. This is primarily out of necessity. Once the type of a column has been established in a SAS system, it can never change. So the next best thing is you just create a new column with the correct type. So char date time, you can tell by the little picture of the red pyramid there, these are clearly character values, but by identifying the format of the date and finding a matching in format, I was able to successfully convert them to a date time and a date respectively. So that's the actual in format there. We have lots of these because a lot of these different character values did at least used to be used as part of the SAS system. So it's common practice to convert them by the use of the applicable in format. Please see the documentation for a complete list. There you go. And of course, it would be irresponsible of me not to mention at this stage that this is all related to a certain training course, and that at this stage, I'm talking about programming 1.